All right, even though I'd like to think many people on my channel are very informed when it comes to martial arts and hopefully smart people out there, I bet today I'm still gonna burst some bubbles. There's still gonna be some martial arts myths that I'm gonna pop today that are just gonna make you go, well, shoot. So we're talking about martial arts myths, things that you've heard that the general public often believes about martial arts, and we go, ooh, that would be really cool if that were true, but ultimately it's not, because there is no super Wing Chun voodoo, super secret stuff that goes into martial arts. It's just basically what I like to say, it's a lot of hard work, and I just want to make sure that everybody on the channel understands that these myths that we're going to talk about today, that they are actually myths and they're not true. And maybe you're new to the channel. This is your first time here. You haven't learned a lot about the stuff that I have to teach, but this will be a good opportunity for you to go, oh, okay, you know what? This guy's a world champion. He knows what he's talking about. And it's a reason for you to get subscribed because the information here is real. It's not that kind of martial arts style that feeds you a dream and just really can't follow up on it. So let's start off and talk about myth number one. And that is, there are special techniques that are so deadly that they can't be used in the MMA ring. Let's talk about that, because there are styles or people, and they've said it to me before. They've said it to my dad many times because he's been involved in martial arts for a lot longer than me, telling people that, yeah, I could show you this, but it's so deadly, I can't actually do it. Now, of course, there are things that are not allowed in the UFC, like eye gouging or chopping the throat, grabbing the throat, doing stuff like that, because yes, those are actually very dangerous. But in terms of, we're gonna hit the guy with a pressure point shot to the chest and he's gonna drop down, or from a distance, I'm gonna send this energy ball at him and I control him with my chi, all this kind of stuff. If it was real, wouldn't you think the UFC champions would already be doing it? It's all well and good to say it works, but when push comes to shove, nobody has ever been able to do it in the octagon, and it's not because these guys have so much special energy that it doesn't work on them. It's just that it doesn't work. If you want to get good at martial arts, you've got to stick with the styles that make sense. Jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, boxing. These are actual martial arts where you don't have to worry about, oh, am I going in, learning a style that's going to teach me these special techniques that won't actually work. Myth number two. Big muscles make you dangerous. Overall, I'm a really darn lean guy. I don't have loads of big muscles. And years ago when I was starting off, I would be sparring guys who probably weighed like 250 pounds. They'd be just jacked up on muscle. Back then I was probably like 135 pounds and I would just be lighting them up. It was comical. I was only like 16 at the time, and I actually remember kind of laughing about it on the drive home, just going, what just happened? That guy looks so scary, and he couldn't even touch me. So don't make the mistake that going to the gym is gonna help you be a better fighter. If you can be a great fighter and then add 5-10 pounds of muscle, sure, that might help you, but just thinking that, oh, big muscles make somebody scary and it's gonna make them a really good fighter, that's not true. The next one that pretty much everybody in the public is going to believe is a black belt makes you a master. Now, there are some styles, I'm going to say jiu-jitsu first and foremost, where if you're going to get a black belt, you probably are pretty darn good at jiu-jitsu. But there are many other styles where they hand black belts out like they're going out of style. And there's a lot of people where I look at them and I go, black belt? Man, you've only been training for 2 years and it looks like you've been training for 6 months. So don't make the mistake of thinking that every gym is equal and a black belt just means you're super high level. You could be fairly high level, but overall, when we look at the time it usually takes to get a black belt, let's say 5 to 7 years, you can get very good, but imagine how good you're gonna get when you've been going for 15 or 20 years. Think of the black belt as a beginning point where you kind of reach that advanced level, but now you have so much more room to grow. Point number 4, you've got to be young to start martial arts. I cannot tell you how many times people have messaged me or left comments down below saying, oh, I wish I started martial arts when I was a kid. It's too late for me now. And then I ask them, oh, how old are you? And they're like, oh, 25. I'm going, oh no, No, you can start martial arts at really any age. You can go up to 60 or 70 and still start martial arts. Sure, you might not be banging away in the ring, go on full tilt, but you can still learn the moves, have lots of fun, get exercise. It's great at any point to start martial arts. Yes, ideally, you start when you're a kid or a teenager, so that when you get to your 20s, if you're wanting to compete, you have all that past experience already in your system, but it is not too late to start martial arts at any age. The next myth, number 5 today, is that martial arts makes you an angry, aggressive person. And if you know anything about martial arts, you will actually recognize that it is pretty much the polar opposite in most people. And guys who are angry and aggressive before martial arts, it's almost an outlet for them where they will be less aggressive. Now, very often, yes, because of the media and the fighters who are portrayed front and in the eye of the public, people like Conor McGregor, you see him do things and people go, wow, he's so aggressive. Martial artists are so aggressive. But no, a lot of times it's people are very relaxed. They go in like myself, they train really hard, they leave the gym, and they're like, oh, I just want to sit down. I just want to have some fun. I just want to laugh. I just want to be in a relaxed environment and I have no aggression left. That is what usually happens when you're a serious martial artist who is putting in lots of time at the gym and learning the martial arts values in the process. And the last myth that I want to talk about today, even though there are many more, but the last one we're talking about today is once you do martial arts, you can beat anybody on the street up. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. You can walk down the street and be like, I could beat that guy up, that guy up, that guy up, that guy up. I can point to anybody and I can take them down. No, martial arts does not make you better than everybody else. It makes you better than what you would have been if you would not have done the sport. Hopefully, assuming you are doing a martial art that has some reality behind it, it's not a fake one, kind of like we were talking about before. But don't be fooled that you're gonna be able to walk down the street and beat up anybody. There are a lot of tough people out there, a lot of people who've been in many street fights, and if you're in a martial arts gym where you've never even really been punched in the face, you've never had somebody try to really knock you out, then you're probably not gonna do awesome out there. You have to actually go in and do something like boxing or Muay Thai or kickboxing, and then yes, maybe you have a better chance on the street of being somebody who is going to be able to defend themselves, but like we already talked about in the last point, you're not aggressive, and you probably won't get into street fights because any anger or anything that you might have built up on you, it's gone. After all that hard training, I've been approached on the street, people trying to pick fights with me, and I've still never been in one because I just don't need to prove to them that I'm tougher than them and I don't have any aggression left. So there are 6 martial arts myths which hopefully help you understand just this overall discipline a little bit better. Like I said, I probably missed some really funny myths. So if you have one, throw it in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Get subscribed if you have not already. Train hard, guys. I'll see you back here soon for another episode.